All right. BradCooney.com, in association with ACN Networks, is very happy to have on board tonight's podcast show from The Voice Season 9, Blind Joe. What is up, Joe? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. Real excited to have you on board. Everything going good for you? Everything's certainly changed for you here lately, hasn't things?
Tell you what, man, that doesn't even begin to describe it. Yeah, man, it's been absolutely crazy. You know, as a musician, this is something. This kind of exposure and this kind of thing is something that you hope will happen to you. And I've been doing this now for over 10 years, and this is just outstanding. I mean, the amount of love and support we've gotten from people all over the country has just been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. You come across as such a approachable, fan-friendly kind of guy. On top of it, plus your talent, big things are in line for you, I'm sure, brother.
Thank you, brother. I try to be as approachable as possible because, I believe that. I'm a fan of music just as much as anybody else, and first, when someone tells me, hey, dude, I love that song you wrote, or I love that song you sang. I mean, I know how it is to hear a song and go, oh man, I really wish I could tell that guy that I dig what he does, but I don't think he'd talk to me. Your fans are in this business. Your fans are they're your bread and butter. And they're all such cool people, and if you don't have fans, you don't have anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't you talk to them and hang out with them? And I consider all my fans friends,
Absolutely. It's like you buy a new car, man. It ain't gonna do nothing for you if you don't put fuel in it. The fans are the fuel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I love that analogy. You're absolutely right, man.
Absolutely. All right, so you auditioned. You sang "If It Hadn't Been for Love." You got all 4 judges to turn. Just kind of.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I'm not surprised though. You did a great job. What was the?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, dude. What was the thought process behind selecting that song? Did you have any other songs in mind, or was that kind of the one you wanted to do?
I kind of wanted to do that song has always been a favorite song of mine. I've played it at a bunch of shows, and I've played it a million times. I'm a huge Chris Stapleton fan.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he was the front man for the Steel Drivers, and now he's got his solo thing going on, which is an absolutely fabulous record. But I love all types of music, so I thought about doing, like Travis Tritt or Hank Jr. or something like that. I mean, that's all my kind of forte in the world of country, anyways. And that song it really hits me, man, because it's such a soulful song. It's got a lot of heart to it, and it's just cool. It's got that groove and that soul, and the lyrics are fantastic. I mean, Chris Stapleton is probably one of the best singer-songwriters that's ever lived, as far as I'm concerned. And so it's really an honor for me to be able to sing that song on a big stage like that.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. So when you had 2, I think Blake turned for you first, and then Pharrell and I think Adam, I can't remember, but two right at the end. But let me ask you this: can you hear the chairs spin when you're up there, or did you have no clue when you were finished?
No, I had no clue. All that stuff is edited, but the sounds are edited.
Okay.
So I had no idea, and at first, going into it, I thought, man, I would love Blake to turn, because Blake's been a hero of mine.
Oh yeah.
And a huge inspiration to me, and when you're up there and you're singing, really you don't care, man. You're like, whatever, just please, God.
Yeah.
And so when Blake said, man, you just got a 4-chair turn, I was just incredible. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I think I went numb.
Yeah, that's huge. Blake's a freaking icon, man. That dude's iconic.
Oh, dude. And the dude he's so down to earth, man, and just he really does want to help budding artists develop, and he has a true appreciation and a deep-rooted passion for country music, just like I do, man. So it's really cool to be able to work with him.
Yeah, well, can you share Can you share a few things that he's taught you that really that just that they're using going forth?
He's just taught me that it's be who you are, man. Do what you do. I mean, that's the bottom line as far as what he tells me is just, you know what, man, you got it. You're good at what you do. So as long as you can, keep the nerves at bay and just go out there and kick some butt, man. Show them a little blind Joe.
That's good stuff, man.
And that's so just, it makes you feel like you're on cloud nine, man. It's so inspiring. Just, it's an incredible feeling.
Yeah, that's great. So what about the nerves, man? Were you nervous at all previous, like the night before the audition?
Oh, dude, yeah.
I can imagine.
I've said this a million times in a million different interviews, but I'm just not built for competition, man. I get very nervous. I'm the type of guy that, I hit the stage and I play my show. I like to be in control of the situation. And, of course I have my songs that I've written. You can check all that out at blindjoe.com, and they're all, I play bar shows, for the most part, so they're all, drinking songs and fun party songs and stuff like that. And so that's the kind of thing that I'm used to. And so being on that big stage, and of course with all that kind of hanging on the line, you get really nervous, and I think that's always going to be there for me. Is every time I step on that stage is just thinking, man, I really got to stay out of my head and really, really tear this up, because it's not like playing a show where you're going to be playing for 4 hours in a bar and you got a little time to work the nerves out, and it's very intimate, everybody's there, and you're able to interact with the crowd, and it's a totally different situation. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful for me, but I just take a couple deep breaths and do my best, man. That's all you can do.
All you can do, and especially the competition on this show, on The Voice. I mean, there's some majorly crazy talented singers.
Oh, dude, they're insane. You get people like Jordan and Barrett and Jubal and Amanda and Morgan Fraser, and the list goes on and on. Shelby Gale Brown.
You want to hear something crazy, man? You want to hear something crazy? Amanda Ayala. I was watching the show last night, and
that audition last night, huh?
Well, check this out, man. I was watching it last night, and when they did her little lead-in story before she, before they did her audition, I saw where she's from, Mahopac, New York. That's where I grew up. I went to high school. Me and her went to the same high school. And more ironic, I live in Mississippi now. She sang Mississippi Queen. So I tweeted her. I said, "Yo, you got to follow me back, man." I'm the king.
King of the podcast world. If you could have talked to her beforehand, she could have changed it to Mississippi King, and she would have been talking about you.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So anyway, she's coming on board tomorrow night, man. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so
awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to talking to her. So, how did you end up on the show? How did that happen?
Oh well, my wife and I. People have been telling me that I should go out for this show, and I thought, no, man, I don't know. I'm not really a reality. I don't know that reality TV is my deal. But I kept hearing it, dude. You got to try out for The Voice. You got to try out for The Voice. So I went online and looked up everything, and I checked out the website, and I asked Leanne. I said, well, what do you think about this? I said, it's going to be big. We're going to have to, take one of our credit cards, and we found out there were open calls in Chicago. So we said, she said, let's do it. You know what? It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. We'll take the credit card. If nothing else, we get a pretty cool vacation out of it.
There you go.
From Grand Rapids, Minnesota, all the way to Chicago, and waited in line and did the open call audition, man, and made it. And that was crazy in itself.
Yeah. It's like, how many people are at those open calls, man? Like thousands, huh?
Thousands. I don't even know, man.
That's insane.
I would say there's probably 10,000 people.
You know, it's amazing. Just to get to the show is a marathon in itself. I mean, you got to get past. I mean, because you're competing against a lot of people before you even get to the blind audition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, it's a lot like, you know, some of the other shows out there. You know, you do the open calls, and then you just hope you make it, man. It's a lot of waiting around, which gives me a lot of time to get really, really nervous.
Oh man. So you said you've been playing about 10 years or so. What exactly was it that got you into playing music, and what kind of kick-started your musical career?
Well, I guess I'll answer that in two separate things here. What got me started in music itself, you know, when I was a little kid, was my grandpa. He played in a few bands, and was an awesome accordion player and stuff, and so I listened to him and his friends jam out. I remember being like 3 years old and telling him, I want to sing country. So he bought me a Hank Williams tape that I just loved. I played it all the time. I had this little Panasonic tape recorder that I'd carry around the house everywhere and listen to this Hank tape. And so he's like, all right, you want to sing? Let's get you up there. So he would bring me to his buddy's place. They taught me, you know, some Hank tunes and Jim Croce and Merle Haggard, that kind of thing. And he ended up buying me a guitar when I was about 5 years old, just a cheap Sears and Roebuck $20 guitar. And he glued mailbox letters on the neck of the guitar to an open chord, and then taught me how all the letters felt and what the corresponding notes were, so that I could learn that way. And yeah, I guess that's how I kind of got into singing and playing. But as far as professionally, I always sang and played for my friends, and, you know, at little parties that we'd have and whatever. And I decided one day that I was going to ask one of the bartenders, her name was Linda, at a bar that I was hanging out at, when I was going to school in Arkansas, if she'd let me play. You know, they had a little corner stage there, and she was like, yeah, you can play. We can't pay you, but I'll put out a tip picture and see how it goes. And I played for, I think, 3 or 4 hours and made like $100 in tips. And I was like, well, rock on, man. This is great.
Hell yeah.
And so yeah, I just started, you know, trying to get in wherever I could, and ended up getting out of school and moving back to Fargo. And excuse me, and that's where things really kind of picked up for me as far as the North Dakota, Minnesota scene, which was getting into a few bars. I had a few buddies that were in bands that helped me out. And, you know, my buddy Brian was a booker in the Fargo-Moorhead area, so he really helped me out. And yeah, so that's how we kind of did that, man. It's crazy to think back to that long ago.
Yeah.
I've really thought back that far in quite a while.
Seems like light years ago at this point compared to where you are now, you know. And you are listening to Blind Joe, and you can check him out on The Voice on NBC this season 9. And again, we really appreciate you coming in. Do you have?
Bet, dude.
Oh yeah, man.
Is this totally live then?
This is not live, man. We're gonna stream it tonight, though. It's going up tonight.
Cool.
Yeah. So who are some of your musical influences?
You know, dude, I like everything. I have a very diverse taste in music. You know, I'm influenced by everybody from Hank Williams to, you know, Hank, Merle, Travis Tritt, Chris Stapleton, and then you get people on the other side of things. You know, bands like Seven Dust, Pantera.
Oh wow, nice.
And then, you know, I mean, I like everything, dude. You know, blues. I mean, I like Muddy Waters. I like rap too. You know, I love Tupac.
Yeah, great.
And Biggie, and I mean, music. You know, what influences me, man, is just real music. You know, I think lately I've been listening to a lot of Casey Musgraves. I really enjoy her sound and her style.
Yeah, man.
There's so many people, man, and there's always somebody new. You know what I mean? For all this substanceless, disposable crap that comes out, there's always one or two people that I seem to find that I really, really gravitate toward. And lately it's been, like I said, Casey Musgraves and Sturgill Simpson. But it changes, man, you know. It's always something new.
Yeah, you're like me. I go right from the old Anthrax Metallica days.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, I mean, look, when I was in the Navy, we used to have a little ship store on my ship, and I used to couldn't wait till they got the new music to come in there. I bought Overkill and Anthrax, Megadeth.
Man.
But at the same time, I like Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson. So I'm like you. I'm all over the spectrum.
Right on, brother. Yeah, I remember jonesing for New Music Tuesday at Best Buy. And get the paper on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, CDs are coming out.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Hey, Joe, what's some advice you could share with, let's say there's somebody out there in North Dakota or across the country somewhere that's talented and they're thinking about maybe doing a reality show. What's some advice you can give them?
I guess get ready to be tired, and hopefully you can endure stress better than I can, because I'm not good with nerves and stuff like that. But there's a saying that kind of floats around that I hear from time to time that I've tried to adapt the best I can, and that's fake it till you make it. Whether you're nervous and stressed and whatever, you just get out there and you do your thing and love what you do. Don't do anything that you don't feel is you, because when you stop being real with it, you're losing yourself, and that's never cool. You always want to be who you are. Yeah.
So just be you, man. Be you. Do your thing.
Yeah, just be you and do your thing, and be proud, man. Be proud of it.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So often you see people on reality shows like, oh, I only made it this far, and I only made it that far. It's like, man, for as far as you made it, you should be super proud. Like, there are thousands and thousands of people that would kill to be that far on in some kind of show or something like that. So yeah, I mean, you got it, dude. Just be you and live life, man. Enjoy the ride.
That's what's up, man. All right, man. So I got one more thing, and then we'll let you go. We both can get back onto tonight's episode. I see they already got two singers that's advancing. All right. Yeah. So what about originals, man? Do you do a lot of your own songwriting?
Oh, absolutely, man. I do a lot of my stuff that I have up on blindjoe.com is like acoustic country, I would call it. And it's,
cool.
A lot of drinking songs and just what I love, man. I mean, there's some blues, some soul, some rock influence to it, but it's mainly just country for good old boys and awesome girls that like to just hang out on the weekends and have a good time. And some of it gets a little deeper and has a story to it and stuff. And I just try to keep it real, man, and just have fun with it. And then we've got some other stuff up there too. We got T-shirts and some Blind Joe whiskey flasks.
Nice.
All that kind of different stuff, man. Really cool stuff that we just got in. So yeah, blindjoe.com is a place to go. And of course, you don't need to buy anything there. Everything is available. Available to stream for free, so you know what you're getting before you buy it and stuff. Awesome, man.
That's blindjoe.com for all you fans out there. You got to check out that website and show some support for a guy out there who's trying to do this thing full time for a living. Joe, man, I really appreciate you coming on board, man. Before I let you go, share with the fans where they can follow you on Twitter and all your social networks.
Absolutely, man. I'm on Twitter and Facebook at TheBlindJoe, so it's just twitter.com/TheBlindJoe, TheBlindJoe. That's the same with Facebook. And I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/BlindJoeMusic. And you know what? The easiest thing to do is just go to blindjoe.com. You can link to everything from right there.
Yeah, everything's right there. The hub. The Blind Joe hub.
Yes, sir.
Man, I appreciate you coming on board, man. I definitely want to get you back on for a follow-up as the show advances throughout the season.
I would love do it, my brother. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Man, my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me.